Today, we are going to talk about, is evil really winning? David in the Old Testament asked himself this very question. In our world today, it seems like evil has the upper hand, and anything and anyone that stands for good is losing the battle. Today, we are going to dig into Psalms 94, so go grab your Bibles. Welcome to Digging Deep. My name is Casey. Today we are going to look into the question, are the wicked really winning? If we look around today, it might appear to be so, looking through our physical eyes. But if we look at the current predicament with spiritual eyes, it looks quite different. We are going to be reading Psalms 94 and see that King David also felt this way until he looked at his situation with spiritual eyes. So today, let's learn from David how to look at our situation with spiritual eyes and stand on the promises of God that he will do what his word says that he will do. Psalms 94 is a prayer for God's judgment to fall. It is a spiritual petition for thy kingdom come, a cry to God for his righteous rule to be established. Many of us have found ourselves in this exact place that David was, crying out to the Lord, for how long, O Lord, until you fulfill your promises? So let's read verses 1 through 7. O Lord God, to whom vengeance belongeth, O God, to whom vengeance belongeth, show thyself. Lift up thyself, thou judge of the earth. Render a reward to the proud. Lord, how long shall the wicked triumph? How long shall they utter and speak hard things? And all the workers of iniquity boast themselves. They break in pieces thy people, O Lord, and afflict thine heritage. They slay the widow and the stranger, and murder the fatherless. Yet they say, the Lord shall not see, neither shall the God of Jacob regard it. David is crying out, asking God to judge the earth. And how long until God will rise up and repay with punishment to the proud? How long shall the wicked have victory? How long shall they speak arrogantly with lack of respect and be workers of lawlessness and boasting themselves? David states they break your people, God, into pieces. They kill the widows and the people they do not know and murder orphans. And these people that do such things think God is not paying attention. Does that sound like anything that we are seeing today? So let's keep reading. We're going to read verses 8 through 11. And here David, he's going to call out the wicked for them to correct themselves by sharing truth with them. Understand, ye brutish among the people, and ye fools, whom will ye be wise? He that planteth the ear, shall he not hear? He that formed the eye, shall he not see? He that chastiseth the heathen, shall not he correct? He that teacheth man knowledge, shall not he know? The Lord knoweth the thoughts of man, that they are all vanity. David tells them, understand, you brutish, senseless, and unconscious people. You are fools thinking that you are wise. Do you think God, who made your ear, cannot hear, and the one who made your eye, that he cannot see what you're doing? Do you think the one that disciplines and instructs nations doesn't have knowledge of what you're doing? David goes on to say, the Lord knows your thoughts, and they are pointless. I don't know about you, but I love how David addresses things through his writings. He has a wonderful way of expressing his emotions, and he has a heart that was so on fire for God. So let's continue reading to see David trust in the Lord in verses 12 through 15. Blessed is the man whom thou chasteneth, O Lord, and teachest him out of thy law, that thou mayest give him rest from the days of adversity, until the pit be digged for the wicked. For the Lord will not cast off his people, neither will he forsake his inheritance. But judgment shall return unto righteousness, and all the upright in heart shall follow it. David states, we are blessed if the Lord instructs us and teaches us his law, that God will give that person rest or relief in the days of adversity until the pit be dug for the wicked. For God will not abandon his people, neither will he not give them their inheritance. The upright in heart believer, judgment is coming, which makes them follow after righteousness. These are words that we need to never forget. So let's finish reading verses 16 through 23. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? Unless the Lord had been my help, my soul had almost dwelt in silence. When I said, my foot slippeth, thy mercy, O Lord, held me up. In the multitude of my thoughts within me, thy comforts delight my soul. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous, and condemn the innocent blood. But the Lord is my defense, and my God is the rock of my refuge. And he shall bring upon them their own iniquity, and shall cut them off in their own wickedness. Yea, the Lord our God shall cut them off. David asked, who will rise up against these evildoers? Who will stand up for them against the workers of lawlessness? Then he answers, if it wasn't for the Lord, when his foot would slip, God held him up. When he had anxious thoughts, God's promises brought comfort to his soul. Then David asked, shall the throne of lawlessness have fellowship with you, God, who devises mischief against your law? They assemble themselves against the life of the righteous, publicly disapproving of innocent blood. So, what is this innocent blood? Could it be unborn children? Could it be people like David who were innocent, but they were being falsely accused? David was falsely accused by the king many, many times. He was seeking to end David's life. So then David states, the Lord is my defense, and he is the rock of my refuge. God will bring their lawlessness upon them, and their own lawlessness will destroy them. We need to remember this battle is the Lord's, just like David realized this. All this evil that we see today will one day be handled by God himself. What we as Christians need to be concerned about is our own salvation, not the wicked and their every move. They're going to do what they're going to do until God himself stops them. And I believe one day God will stop them because I believe every word from the Bible is true and breathed from God. We must stand on the promises of God. Things will more than likely get worse before God steps in. So we need to prepare ourselves spiritually. We need to be able to stand just like David did, stand on the promises of God and not be shaken until Jesus returns. I hope this message has encouraged you today. I hope you have a great day. God bless you.